Namaste everyone. A warm good afternoon to all. Today, our second lecture in the lecture series on the occasion of Gita Jayanti with the theme Gita through history, a historical, cultural, and philosophical perspective. We have a resource person entitled as Dr. Srinidhi Yes Patty. He's director of Sri Vyasatirtha Samshodhana Pratishthanam Mysuru, Karnataka, and he is going to talk on the title The Bhagavad Gita Through the Ages, a historical perspective on its commentaries. We warmly welcome you to the platform of the history enthusiasts. Sir. It's an honor to have you with the history enthusiasts. I also take this opportunity to welcome our honorary president, Sri Nandan Shastri ji, and founder president, Ms. Manali Momaya, who has not joined with us due to some other responsibilities. We hope that she joins us in the middle of the lecture. I also take this opportunity to welcome all our core committee members and advisory committee members and audience who will be joining us through this live session. I hope that the audience will be active throughout. Now, I take this opportunity to introduce our today's resource person. As I told already, Srinidhi S. Pyatiji is working as director at Sri Vyasatirtha Samshodhana Pratishthanam. He has worked as a research fellow at Poornaprajna Samshodana mandiram and worked as lecturer at Poornaprajna Vidyapeetha and as principal at Sri Vyasatirtha Vidyapeetha. He studied Vedanta and Nyayashashastra in Poornaprajna Vidyapeetha. Sriman nyayasudha mangala by His Holiness Sri Vishesha Swamiji. He completed his Sriman Nyayasudha Mangala in the year 2015. BA Vidwan, Madhyama from Karnataka Sanskrit University, Bangalore. MA Acharya in Navina Nyaya from Karnataka Sanskrit University. He has also cleared UGC NET examination and completed his Ph.D. from again Karnataka Sanskrit University. His thesis is entitled as Comparative Study of Nyaya Philosophy and Bertrand Russell and Ludwig Wittgenstein's Philosophy. His major achievements in the academics are national level achievements are gold medal in Advaita Vedanta Shalaka competition, which was held in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. He got second prize in national level debate competition, which was held in Tirupati, and second prize in national level speech competition, which was also held in Tirupati. His state level achievements are gold medal in Advaita Vedanta Shalaka competition, first prize in Nyayashashastra speech competition, and first prize in uh, Shastrita Vichara competition 2016, which was held in. He is very much interested in research, academics, and his papers are very delicate in understanding the Madhva philosophy, Madhva culture, as well as Madhva history. In his personality, he is very kind and very intelligent, which he regularly doesn't show off, but he is known for his excellence. We are very much glad to have Dr. Srinidhi ji on the platform of history enthusiasts. Now I request Srinidhi ji to start his lecture. Over to you, sir.
ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ ಹರಿ ಓಂ. ಸುಮುಖೌ ಸುಂದರತರೌ ಸುನಾಸೌ ಸುಖಚಿತ್ತನೌ ಸುರಾರಾಧಿತ ಪಾದಾಬ್ಜೌ ರಮಾನಾರಾಯಣೋಸ್ತುಮಃ. ಲಸತು ಶ್ರೀಮದಾನಂದ ತೀರ್ಥೇಂದುರ್ನೋ ಹೃದಂಬರೆ ಯದ್ವಚಶ್ಚಂದ್ರಿಕಾ ಸ್ವಾಂತ ಸಂತಾಪಂ ವಿನಿಕೃಂತತಿ. ಆಪಾದಮೌಲಿ ಪರ್ಯಂತಂ ಗುರುಣಾಂ ಆಕೃತಿಂ ಸ್ಮರೇತ್ ತೇನ ವಿಘ್ನಾಃ ಪ್ರಣಶ್ಯಂತಿ ಸಿದ್ಧ್ಯಂತಿ ಚ ಮನೋರಥಾಃ. ತಪಸ್ಸಾಧ್ಯಾಯ ಶುಶ್ರೂಷಾ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪೂಜಾ ರತಂ ಮುನಿಂ ವಿಶ್ವೇಶಮಿಷ್ಟದಂ ವಂದೇ ಪರಿವ್ರಾಟ್ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿನಂ. My humble salutations to my Guru Sri Vishesha Sri Padaru, Pejawar Swamiji, Pejawar Mat, famously known as Pejawar Swamiji. Under his guidance, I have studied Vedanta. Itself is a achievement for me, and it's enough to describe my personality. That is how, in traditional way, we accept the grace of the Guru. And I, 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 okay. So Nidhi ji introduced me with many kind of things, but all those achievements, which considered as achievements, is only through the grace of my Guruji. I congratulate this platform for conducting the lecture series on Gita, and my namaskaras to all directors and the platform holders, enthusiastic history enthusiasts. So my lecture is based on the historical perspective on Gita's commentaries. So one, we have to understand, first we have to understand what the concept of commentary, because in the English the only word is described as explanatory notes is commentary, but there are multiple levels of commentaries exist in the Sanskrit literature. First we have to understand the difference between the different kind of commentaries. So let's understand one by one. So you may have heard of the commentary called Bhashyam, Brahma Sutra Bhashyam, Gita Bhashyam. All those Bhashyam kind of commentaries are categorized, can be categorized as one. So what is the meaning of Bhashya? Bhashya is सूत्रार्थो वर्ण्यते यत्र वाक्यै सूत्रानुकारिभिः स्वपदानि च वर्ण्यन्ते भाष्यं भाष्यविदो विदुः. So what does a bhashyakara does is that he explains the original text which he is actually writing commentary on. For example, if he is writing a commentary on Brahma Sutra, it means that he will explain the meaning of the sutra with his own words. So explains the sutra, so explains the hidden meaning of the sutras, and that meaning should not be contradict with the idea of the sutrakara. So if he interprets the sutra which is different from the idea of the sutra, then it cannot be called as bhashya, because the meaning of the sutra is explained but it contradicts the sutrakara, so then it cannot be called as bhashya. So major he is the who actually explaining the real meaning of the sutra. So that should be the original idea of the bhashya. And sometimes he will explain his own words also. Sapadani cha varnante, where they may find it difficult, there he will explain his own words also. That is one kind of commentary called bhashyam. So bhashya originally is written on the sutra, but later on we can find that other granthas also find the commentary called bhashya, like Upanishad also has bhashya commentary, and Gita also has a bhashya commentary. So like there are three prasthanas famously known as Upanishad prasthana, Gita prasthana, and Sutra prasthana. So whoever we want to consider as a darshanacharya or matacharya, he should write at least commentary on three prasthanas. So the minimum basic qualification for some thought process should be considered as darshana should be having three commentaries on these three prasthanas. One is Upanishad, another is Sutra, and next is Gita. So Upanishad also has Bhashya kind of commentary. Sutra, Brahma Sutra also has a Bhashya kind of commentary, as well as Gita also has a Bhashya kind of commentary. And next kind of commentary is Vartikam. So Vartikam is unique kind of commentary where the author will discuss the merits of the grantha or the text which he is actually commentating upon. So the description of Vartika is explained by Hemachandra like this: Uktanukta duruktanam chintayatta pravartate tam grantham Vartikam prahuhu. So Ukta, which is there already explained by the author, Anukta, which is not explained by author but needed to be explained, Durukta, which is not correctly explained by the author. So three kinds of critical analysis will happen in the Vartikam kind of commentary, where if he has stated something, then the Vartikam kind of commentary will critical analysis the aspect which is told, the aspect which is not told, the aspect which is wrongly told. For example, if you consider the Vartika in Paniniya Sutra, sometimes the Vartikakara doesn't agree with the Paniniya. So he says that it should not have been told like this. He has not told this aspect. He told these aspects which are wrong. So three kinds of critical analysis will happen in the Vartikam kind of commentary. So in the Western thought process, the commentary is kind of a lame or lazy approach to the original author, where it's only defining the aspects of the original author with some kind of quotations and all. But in Indian tradition, the commentaries moreover delve deep into the mind of author, and they will critical analysis the original author and his text. So those kind of commentaries are called as Vartikam. Another kind of commentary we will find is Vritti. So am I audible? Nidhi ji, am I audible?
Yeah, you are very clearly audible.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so next is Vritti. Vritti, in Vritti, what the commentator does is he just briefly explain the idea of original text. So he will not write lengthily. In Bhashya, the commentators writes lengthily. So he explain the original text with uh, lengthy sentences, lengthy text. That is Bhashya. Vritti is, it's like a explanatory text, a brief explanatory text. We can call it as a brief explanatory text. So this is Vritti. And next we observe the kind of commentary which is called as Tika. Tika is actually the commentary on Bhashya. So Bhashyakara writes the commentary on sutra or any original text, and the Tika is actually explanatory work on Bhashya. For example, if one Brahma Sutra has Bhashya, then the disciple of Bhashyakara will write extensive commentary on Bhashya, which will be called as Tika. The fifth one is Tippani. Tippani means explanatory note on Tika. For example, if you take Brahma Sutra Bhashya, and next some disciple of the original author will write Tika, and another disciple of author of Tika will write the Tippani. So like this, we have majorly find 5 kinds of commentaries in Samskrita literature, that is Bhashya, Vartika, Vritti, Tika and Tippani. And there are multiple other commentary styles also, but these are very famous kinds of commentaries which are available in the Sanskrit literature. So now let's move to next. So now with this background, we have to understand the historical development of Gita's commentary. So we will find all kinds of commentaries to the Gita, because the Gita is very major work and very important work for the Indians or the Bharatiyas, and all darshanikas, all matacharyas have commented on the Gita. Not only the matacharyas, the disciples of matacharyas and their disciples have commented in various styles of commentaries like Bhashya, Tika, Tippani, Vritti, Vartika. So majorly we can classify the Gita's commentary one in the traditional commentaries and non-traditional commentaries, which we can find after the post modernism era, and the traditional commentaries starting from the ancient era. So basically we can divide the traditional commentaries uh, with 6 kind of categorization. One is Advaita, famously known as non-dualism, and second one is Vishishtadvaita, qualified non-dualism, and Dvaita, unqualified dualism. And there is another famously, majorly people know only 3 kinds of darshanas in India, but there are, and again there are 3 different kind of darshanas we can find other than these 3 famous darshanas. That is, one is Nimbarka's Dvaita, and Vallabhacharya's Shuddhadvaita, and Bhaskaracharya's Bheda. So basically, in these 6 sects or 6 darshanas, we find major Gita's commentaries available in Sanskrit literature. And there are some other darshanas also, which are Kashmirian Shaivism also accepts the Gita as a proof or pramana, and the Kashmirian Shaivism accepts Bhagavad Gita as one of the agama pramana, and therefore they try to align the Kashmiri Shaivism with Bhagavad Gita, and they have also wrote many commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. So majorly we can describe these as sects have contributed in the commentary commentarial lineage of the on the Bhagavad Gita. So in the next slide, we will observe the first school of thought, which is Advaita school of thought. So in the next slide, we will observe the Advaita philosophy's contribution to the Bhagavad Gita's commentary. First of all, I think the oldest commentary on Gita is available Shankaracharya's Bhagavad Gita Bhashya. But before Shankaracharya's Bhashya also, some have tried to write commentary or tried to explain their views on Bhagavad Gita, which can be known through the commentary of Shankaracharya also. So because in Shankaracharya's Bhashya, Shankaracharya explains that Kechittu. So there are some commentators who try to explain the verse with this angle. That is not correct. So explains, he takes the Purapaksha and he establishes the Siddhanta according to his belief. So from that we can know that there were some commentaries available before Shankaracharya, but now we don't have those commentaries in written form, but we find the mentions, some kind one mention we can observe is from the Venkatanatha's or Vedanta Deshika's commentary in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, where he explains that there are some commentators who believe that liberation uh, liberation can be achieved through knowledge and well as action, jnana and karma. So both are very important for the path of the liberation. So these kind of commentators were available before Shankaracharya, and some of the texts mentioned we observe is that Vartikakara. They say they name him as a Vartikakara, or they name him as a Vrittikara. So only small details are available before Shankaracharya. We don't find major work is found on Bhagavad Gita. So we can accept that the available oldest commentary on Bhagavad Gita is Shankaracharya's Gita Bhashya. So in Gita Bhashya, as you all know, Shankaracharya tries to explain the Bhagavad Gita in the lens of non-duality, and majorly he disagrees with the aspect that liberation can be achieved through the jnana and karma. The both path, jnana and karma. Those jnana karma believers were called as jnana karma samuchayavadins. It means that they agree that for the liberation, knowledge as well as karma means action, both are essentials. But Shankaracharya refuted those claims, and he said that knowledge itself is essential for the liberation. So after the Shankaracharya, we observe many commentators, many Tikakar. As I told you, Bhashya is majorly written by Shankaracharya, and after that, whoever explains the Bhashya will be considered as a Tikakara. So we find the famous work on the Shankaracharya's Bhashya by Anandagiri, and Anandagiri actually original from he is originally from Gujarat. He actually wrote a commentary on, or the tika on the Shankaracharya's Gita Bhashya called Gita Bhashya Vivechana. So it is famously known as Gita Bhashya Vivechana. And after that, we find the another famous author called Sridhara Swami. Sridhara Swami's commentary on Bhagavad Gita Bhashya is very famous, and it is called as Subodhini. And he is the very he is also hails from the Gujarat, and he is the devotee of Lord Narasimha. It's very important. And the after that, there are many individual works, many commentaries on Gita Bhashya, and one of the important Advaitin is Nilakantha Suri. You may have heard his name. Nilakantha Suri has written commentary on Mahabharata. Nilakanthiya is very famously known for its excellence to explain the Mahabharata's difficult verses, and the one of the best work on the Mahabharata, which is written by the Nilakantha Suri, which is famously known as Nilakanthiya, the commentary on Mahabharata. He also commented on the Gita and the Bhashya, the commentary on the Bhashya, which is called as Gitartha Prakasha. So these are major works in the Advaita tradition. Another major work is there is one commentary called Pishacha Bhashya. The word is very unique. It is also called as Hanumat Bhashya. Maybe author is not known. Maybe his name is Hanumat. I think his name is Hanuman. That's why the commentary is also called as Hanumat Bhashya. And after that, you find the individual works. These are all works which are written on the commentary of Shankaracharya, Gita Bhashya. But although there are many individual works directly commentating on the Gita's verse itself. Like the famous work on the Gita is by Madhusudana Saraswati. He hails from Bengal, and his famous work is Gudartha Deepika. So he in Gudartha Deepika actually blends the concept of bhakti and the knowledge, because that was the time where the influence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there in the Bengal region, and the Madhusudana Saraswati was extreme devotee of Lord Krishna. And in his Gitartha Deepika, he tries to blend the concept of bhakti with jnana, and you can observe the systematical development in the Advaita tradition, where we can find the commentaries and the tikas and tippanis and many commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita. So this is the Advaitic contribution to the Gita's commentary. So in the next slide. So in the next slide, we will observe the contribution of Vishishtadvaita commentators on Bhagavad Gita. So the Shankaracharya believed, and he explained that knowledge itself, or the nivritti marga, or the knowledge itself, is essential for the liberation, because the Gita's main purpose is to get liberated from this mundane world. So every commentator was exploring the path to the liberation, path for the liberation through Gita's verses. So the the Shankaracharya explained that knowledge, or the nivritti marga, is the sole tool to access the liberation. But moksha, even though he believed that the actions or the karma are for those who are not yet qualified to seek the jnana yoga. So karma yoga is for those who are not yet ready to accept the jnana yoga. So this is the elementary stage of the sadhana, karma yoga. And after, if you are qualified for the jnana yoga, karma is not needed. This is what Shankaracharya establishes the concept through the Bhagavad Gita's commentary. After that, we find the Vishishtadvaita commentary lineage. The first work we find in the Vishishtadvaita commentary lineage is of Yamunacharya. He is from Tamil Nadu, and he is actually the we can call him as a one who actually propagated the concept of Sri Sampradaya or Sri Vaishnava Vishishtadvaita Siddhanta. And his commentary, he has commented on Bhagavad Gita, which is called as Gitartha Sangraha or Gita Tatparya Nirnaya, which consists 32 verses, and he explains the essence of the Gita through 32 verses. But it was not sufficient to explain the whole concept of Bhagavad Gita through the lens of Vishishtadvaita. That's why Ramanujacharya, disciple of Yamunacharya, systematically wrote the Bhashya on the Gita with the lens of Vishishtadvaita, where he justified that the karma is also needed, not only jnana, and jnani should also perform the karma, and karma should not be degraded. It should be considered as the essential steps to the liberation. So, and the concept of the difference between soul and Ishvara, Jiva and Brahma, the concept of Jiva and Brahma is also different from the Advaita to Vishishtadvaita, where the Advaita considers as the only Jagat itself is Maya, and the only aspect which is which can be considered real is Brahman. So everything other than Brahman is Maya. But in Vishishtadvaita, they accept the Anga Angi or Shesha Sheshi Bhava. It means that he is the Jiva. He has its own identity, existence. But in the liberation, he will become the part of the Brahman. So with this view, Ramanujacharya explained the Gita, and it is Bhagavad Gita Bhashya is through the lens of Vishishtadvaita darshan. And after that, we find the famous scholar's work on the Gita according to Vishishtadvaita Siddhanta is Vedanta Deshika's commentary on Ramanuja's Brahmasutra Bhashya, which is Gitartha which is called as Gitartha Sangraha Raksha. So Gitartha Sangraha is the work of Yamunacharya, and to defend the Gitartha Sangraha, Venkatanatha or the Vedanta Deshika has commented on the Gitartha Sangraha, which is called as Gitartha Sangraha Raksha. So these three famous works are available in Vishishtadvaita lineage, and there are some individual works, and there are some works in the Tamil language also. But in Sanskrit literature, we find these works in the Vishishtadvaita lineage. So next we will move to Dvaita commentators. So Dvaita, Dvaita's contribution to the Bhagavad Gita commentary is also vast. The Madhvacharya has written two major bhashyas or two major commentaries on Gita. It is very unique that no other acharyas have written the two commentaries on Gita. But Madhvacharya, considering the vast explanation which needed to be provided to his disciples, he decides to write two commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. The one is Gita Bhashya, and another is Gita Tatparya Nirnaya. So in this in these two texts, Madhvacharya establishes the concept of the difference between the Jiva and Brahma. So he is absolute difference. He accepts the absolute difference between the Jiva and Brahma. So Madhvacharya with his commentary explains the concept of Jiva Brahma difference and many other aspects like the reality of the world, real existence of difference, real existence of soul Jiva, and the real existence of Brahman with many qualities. Shankaracharya explains that Brahman is Nirguna and Nirakara, where Madhvacharya explains that Brahma is Saguna and Sakara, and the liberation to the path for the liberation is, even though it's knowledge or the direct perception of Brahman, for that you need to do the karma. Karma is also essential path for the liberation. He explains that even though Jnani, even though if he is a very well known personality or he has the knowledge of entire universe, he should not leave the karma. He famously says, Atitanagata Jnani Trailokyodharanakshamaha etadrishopi nacharam shautam smartam parityajet. Even he has the capacity to turn around the three worlds. Even though he may have the capacity to understand the three worlds or the future, past and present, he should not quit the the ritual described in the Shrutis and Smrutis. So karma is also very essential aspect or essential tool to get liberated from this mundane world according to Madhvacharya. So these are all aspects which Madhvacharya explained through his commentary. And after that, on Madhvacharya's Bhashya, there are two disciples of Madhvacharya. One is Padmanabha and another is Naraharitirtha, who have written the commentary on the Bhagavad Gita Bhashya by Madhvacharya by name Bhava Prakashika, and Naraharitirtha's commentary is called as Prakashika. Padmanabha commentary is called as Prakashika, and Naraharitirtha's commentary is called as Bhava Prakashika. And after that, the famous author by name Jayatirtha or Tikacharya, because he has written many tikas or commentaries on Bandhvacharya's Bhashya, that's why he is called famously called as Tikacharya. So he Jayatirtha has written the two commentaries on Madhvacharya's Gita Bhashya and Gita Tatparya Nirnaya. So famously known as Pramey Deepika and Nyaya Deepa. And after that, we find the some original or some direct commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, and the disciple of Jayatirtha by namely Vidyadhiraja has commented directly on Gita shlokas, which is called as Gita Vivruti, and famously known personality Sri Raghavendra Swami. We only know his contribution. We only know his contribution through the mystics and all, but he has written very famous commentary on Gita, which is called as Gitartha Sangraha. Gitartha Sangraha, also famously known as Gita Vivruti. And he has also written the Tippani on the Tika of the Jayatirtha. So, and there are many commentaries available, individual commentaries and Tika Tippanis are available in the Dvaita school of lineage also. So next, in the next slide. So next slide, we will explain. We will observe the major contributions from the other darshanikas. So the first one is Vallabhacharya's Shuddhadvaita, and another is Jnana Karma Samuchaya Vada of Bhaskaras, and another is Kashmiri commentators' contribution to the Bhagavad Gita, and the Vallabhacharya in Vallabhacharya in lineage, which accepts the Shuddhadvaita, he belongs to the Vallabhacharya belongs to Andhra Pradesh, and even though he has not directly written anything on the Gita, there are no direct works on the Gita, but he explains the Gita's verses in his work called Tattvartha Deepa. So in Tattvartha also believe that the Brahman has his own existence, and Jiva also has his own existence, but Brahman, the Jiva is the part of the Brahman. It's like the he is a part of the Brahman, and because of this ignorance and all, he is actually wandering in this mundane world. When he gets to know the his reality, he will become the part of the Brahman in the end. So this is what Shuddhadvaita explains. And with his lens in Tattvartha Deepa, the Vallabhacharya explains the concept of Gita with the Shuddhadvaita lens. And as I told you, there is one concept called Jnana Karma Samuchaya. It means that not only knowledge and not only karma, both are essentials for the get liberated, and there are no hierarchy should be considered for the jnana and karma. So even even in Dvaita, they explain they accept the contribution of karma and jnana both, but there is a hierarchical description of the essentiality of the jnana and karma. So first karma plays its role and then jnana plays its role. There is hierarchy. But in Bhaskara's lineage, they accept that there should be no hierarchy for the jnana and karma. Both are equally needed. So with this, Bhaskaracharya explains the Gita, and if you consider the timing of Bhaskaracharya, he belongs to the 750 CE, and you can consider him as a same at the same time of Shankaracharya, maybe little bit older than the Shankaracharya. That's why we find the uh, aspects of jnana karma samuchaya in Gita Bhashya of Shankaracharya. And here in his commentary, which was not available till recently, Bhagavadashaya Anusandhana Abhidhana Bhashya. So here he explains the concept of Bheda Bheda and Jnana Karma Samuchaya. And with this, vast majority of literature are available in the commentaries lineage, commentary lineage of the Bhagavad Gita. And next we find the Kashmiri Shaivism. Even though the Kashmiri Shaivism accept the highest regard for the Shiva, but they also wrote a commentary on Bhagavad Gita, which shows the importance of Bhagavad Gita in those times where you will not be considered serious if you don't comment on the Bhagavad Gita. So if you observe the Kashmiri Shaivism contribution to the Bhagavad Gita, we find the commentary of Vasugupta from 9th century, and after that we find the another important person called Anandavardhana. You may have heard his name. He is the famous writer or the author of the Dhanyaloka, and he also believes in the Jnana Karma Samuchaya, and he has written the commentary on Bhagavad Gita. And after that, we find the most interesting person called Abhinava Gupta. He hails from the Kashmir, and he is the actually propagator of the Kashmiri Shaivism. He also has written the commentary on the Gitartha Sangraha, commentary called Gitartha Sangraha. So even Kashmiri Shaivism, Bhagavad Gita is considered as the Agama Pramana. So this is scripture evidence. So using the scripture evidence, they try to integrate the Kashmiri Shaivism with the Bhagavad Gita. So to find the acceptancy in the general audience, or in the scholarly audience, it should be that time it was considered necessary to integrate the Bhagavad Gita somehow to your lineage. That's why we find every major matacharyas or darshanikas would take time to write commentary on Bhagavad Gita, even though they don't believe in the same same aspects. You can find Bhagavad Gita is the text where every darshanika has extracted the idea, or the or the or the or he has interpreted his idea on the Bhagavad Gita, you can consider, or they extracted the idea from the Bhagavad Gita to justify his notion. For example, for Advaita, Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita, every commentator explains the Bhagavad Gita to justify their darshana. So this is how Bhagavad Gita plays a major role in the philosophical arena of Bharatiya Itihasa, Indian history. That's why after not in the non-traditional sects also we find the commentaries. Even though after the 16th 17th century we don't find the major contribution from the Sanskrit commentary literature. Even though there are after 18th century we don't find major contribution to commentary lineage from the Sanskrit scholars, but non-Sanskrit commentaries have taken place after 18th century. before that also we have uh, we have the non-Sanskrit commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. For example, Vyasatirtha, famously known for his academic excellence in Madhya philosophy, has written the Gita Rahasya in the Kannada language. And after that, there are multiple Dasa Sahitya contributors who have contributed to commentary lineage of the Bhagavad Gita. But in the non-Kannada, if you consider non-Kannada aspect also, the famously known Jnaneshwari is no, the big treatise on the Bhagavad Gita. It's a major work which is written in the Marathi, Jnaneshwari, and that my Jnaneshwari recently translated into Sanskrita by the famous author called Madhusudan Penna. So this is very interesting thing that it was actually originally the Jnaneshwari is actually essence of the Bhagavad Gita. It in the sense that it is a commentary of the Sanskrit work in the Marathi language, and again that Marathi language got translated into Sanskrit language. This is how this translation or commentary lineage will continue. And if you in the if you explain the history, and after that you will find the English translation of Bhagavad Gita, and after that India was under the British control, and the Bhagavad Gita was actually used as a tool to explain the idea of freedom by many authors. For example, if you take the Tilak's work, he tries to explain the importance of karma and this non-violence, negation of non-violence, and he has written the Gitartha Sara, the famous work. And after that, if you consider the Gandhiji's explanation by Anasakti Yoga, where he tries to explain that Gita's essence is non-violence. So Anasakti is the essence of the Gita. And after that, you find the many contributions from the regional languages, and of course on the non-regional international languages by English, French, and Dutch, and from the to today we find a translation of Gita in majorly in every language in the world. Now this is how it impacted the general audience, because the Gita is classic. Gita is classical work. Sometimes what happens is when we say the classical work, it is like it should be kept in the shelves of the libraries. So everyone would be hearing the word work called classical work, but nobody willing to read, or nobody would get the chance to read those classical works. So Gita is not like that. It's a classical work. Even though it is classical work, it is majorly it is written, also majorly it is read by general audience as well as scholarly audience. So this is the classical text which belongs to every kind of readers, even though they may be classical, they may be general, they may be seekers, they may be devotees. So all kinds of readers will find something for them in the Gita. That's why we find last last literary vast literary work on the Bhagavad Gita. This is how we can briefly structurize the work on the Bhagavad Gita. Even though I have tried here to summarize the lineage, commentary lineage on the Bhagavad Gita, I may have excluded some new commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, where like ISKCON's commentaries, and I have not included the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lineage, where they have also contributed things to the commentary lineage of the Bhagavad Gita, and Jiva Goswami, Rupa Goswami, They have also contributed or written the explanatory commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. But considering the length of my uh, lecture, I have shortlisted these commentaries. Uh, I hope that I tried to briefly explain the lineage or the historical aspect on the commentaries of the Bhagavad Gita. Um, so this is what I present for this lecture.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really a very wonderful lecture. Briefly, you have put light on multiple commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, and our audience also are enlightened. We have some questions. With your permission, can I take them?
Sure, sure.
Okay. There is a question by Anandan Shastri ji. The first iconographic edition in India of Bhagavad Gita was printed in 1829 at the Serampuri Press near Kolkata. Do you know the name of the author? That is the question.
No, I don't have idea on the iconographic edition of the Bhagavad Gita. I know the first translation from first English translation author's name, but I don't know about this.
Okay, no problem. So I have a question. The question is, why is Gita published by ISKCON is more popular and reachable to public compared to all other commenters' works? Regularly, we see that not only in India but around the world, people have the Gita copy of ISKCON, but they don't have the copies written by these commenters. Why is it so, according to you?
So there are two aspects. One is that A.C. Prabhupada's writing style of writing is not complicated. So if you observe the style of commentary which is available, which is actually deals with the philosophical angle of the Bhagavad Gita. So whether Bhagavad Gita is proposing the non-dualism, dualism, or qualified dualism, so all these aspects are will not directly connect to the general audience because they don't have the philosophical background as the scholarly audience. So that's why I think in A.C. Prabhupada's explanation, it's very simple and it deals with the problems of the day-to-day life of the devotees. And another aspect is that they have they have marketed the Gita very well, that they will distribute the Bhagavad Gita copies wherever they find it perfect. So if you go, and they have translated I think they have translated all in the work of Prabhupada in almost in all language. So if you go to the Russia, you will find the Prabhupada's work in Russian language also. So that Gita Patipadartha is available in all languages. And the one is style of commentary, and another is the the strategy of marketing. So both I think work in the favor of A.C. Prabhupada's works popularity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. There are no much questions. So we have come to the end of the session. So I request our honorary president, Sri Nandan Shastri ji, to do the vote of thanks.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Hmm. We are very much benefited.
I think you're on mute, sir.
Sir, you are on mute.
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes, sir.
Hmm. We are very much benefited by the profound knowledge of Dr. Sridhar, and uh, we are highly impressed. And the attendees uh, are also uh, finding this talk very interesting. Uh, I am sure that there will be some comments in the chat box, and Nidhi has conducted the entire event very well, and Manali has prepared the brochure uh, for today's talk also very nicely. And I thank the audience too. Uh, Thank you.
I wholeheartedly present my gratitude to Nidhi ji for conducting these kind of series, which will be highly benefited for the general audiences. And I congratulate Nandan Shastri ji for creating these kind of platforms where we can share the ideas on the traditional background of the Indian literature. Majorly history nowadays, it's always about uh, uh, always about iconography, archaeology, all those aspects only included in history. But I think the Sanskrit literature and its contribution to the history also needed to be focused, and that is what this platform is doing. And I am very much happy to be part of this lecture series. Thank you,
And
everyone.
Dr. Srinidhi, in
Yeah.
California also, in San Francisco, we have a Vedanta Society. And one of my friends, Stephen Krolick, is a devotee. And uh, he has legally got added the a middle name as Satyavan. So now he is Stephen Satyavan Krolik, and he has also
Mm-hmm.
very deep knowledge on Bhagavad Gita.
Okay, happy
Thank
to know
you.
that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone. Stay tuned. Tomorrow, we are coming with the next lecture of the Gita series. Uh, we hope that you like today's lecture. If anyone has any doubts or questions or any point to be mentioned in the recorded version, also you can put it in the comments. We will get back with the answers from the resource person. We are signing off here, and please join us tomorrow at 4:30 again. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you.